Dave, given the very unique government-wide mission of Fiscal Service, the Bureau interacts and forges partnerships with virtually every federal agency, as well as many private sector entities. Would you elaborate on these partnerships, and how are you leveraging partnerships to improve management operations?
And that really is an important aspect because we are, in some cases, an option for an agency, but in other cases, we're the only provider. So, we need to make sure that, and I think that's one of the things, one of the lessons I would have learned over the time. We've gone through a number of modernization efforts in the last 5 years as a Bureau. And I think one of the lessons I would have learned there is we needed to spend more time up front with the agencies talking about their needs. I think that oftentimes, and I don't think we're necessarily unique to this, is that we would build a system and say, you need to use the system and figure out how to use it. We need to do a much better job and on a going forward basis of talking to agencies about what their needs are and then trying to build a system to fit those needs. Part of that is that I do CFO and DCFO visits every year with the agencies, and we go out and talk about what we're doing. And I take my entire senior team with me because I want them to hear from the agencies if there's things that we're doing that we're not doing that we could be doing better. I do a blog, and then one of the first blog postings was feedback is a gift, and that we really need to sort of have a mindset that says, when you get feedback, good or bad, you need to understand why someone feels that way, and see what you might be able to do about it. And I think these visits that we do with the CFOs are an attempt to do that, of really trying to do a better job of hearing from them. And we've heard in many cases that we've implemented systems that have made it difficult for the agencies. In many cases, we've tried to do workarounds, those things. But I think we would have been better served to start from the beginning and sort of say, what are the requirements and what can we do to make it more accessible and usable by you? I think, for example, where recently we were very successful, the IPERIA, which was the do not pay legislation that passed in the end of 2012, had 6 months to implement a provision of that. We could have just said to the agencies, you figure it out. But because of our experience with debt collection, we put in place a solution that had very minimal impact on the agencies that was very similar to what we do on debt collection, about the ability for them just to send the file to us and we'll do the matching. I think that was an example of us coming up with solutions that really did meet the needs of the agencies, gave them something that didn't cost them much money. It wasn't very difficult for them because we really thought through hard about what was the best way to do it. And we need to do more of that when we're doing the implementation of things.